Morning, guys. So, welcome to Coffee Chat again. Thanks for hopping on, everyone, and welcome to another day that I am in Pebble, and got to enjoy a great time golfing yesterday and spending time with John. Got to see him a little bit, and then he spoke with us at dinner last night. So, this morning is our back to the power of five. We've gone through growth, we've gone through connecting, and today is mindset. And so I'm going to kick it off real quick with a kind of a quote or a thought or kind of a description from John. And it says, mindset. I am where my thoughts have brought me. I will go to where my thoughts take me. And so today, this is kind of going to be a little bit more, not so much from the book. If you have the book, great, and follow along and see how this all kind of connects, but just kind of me sharing some of my thoughts in regards to mindset. And, one of the thoughts that comes to me first of all, and just kind of my experience is, well, you think you can or you can't, you're right. And, so often I've seen in my own life, my personal confidence, my ability to think that I can do things really come down to whether I think I can or not. And when it comes to this business of network marketing, when it comes to really, I'm going to say anything in life, mindset matters. And that was kind of how it was brought from John and how it was described in regards to, mindset and, really understanding, okay, are we willing to, create a mindset where it's like every time I win? And I know that kind of seems weird. It's like, well, what's winning? Because I talked yesterday about the infinite game. And if you are conditioned to say, hey, I want to win, what is winning? Winning is meaning that you don't give up. And again, to use some of Simon Sinek's to bring that back in is if you're looking short term, whether it's win or lose, and if you score enough points, if you have a big enough return, if you get enough enrollments, if your cycles are high enough, and that's winning, then anytime you fall short of that, you fall into the situation where your mindset can really kind of lose its momentum. And so I think is if I can go through and every situation is a win, you're going to keep going. And I think the difference between a mindset that keeps going and a mindset that sets you back is one that is, I'm growing, I'm getting better, I am continuing to do this because I have this vision for something bigger. And if my mindset is something bigger and I keep working towards that, that's exciting. Last night, so I'm here, Kelly and I are at it's called the Leadership Open. It's a John Maxwell event, and it's a fundraiser for his organization, Equip, organization that Kelly and I have been so blessed to give to the last 2 years. And Equip really partners with others to teach transformational leadership throughout the world. And, there was a guy yesterday that, he described, he's the CEO of One Hope, and he talked about giving John's teachings and his ideas of leadership and character development to 50 million kids in the world. And, as John was describing this and the CEO talked, Rob Hoskins, it really was about John working with people that want to accomplish great and amazing things and understanding that if we each try with our skill set, we're going to get so far. But then when you realize that you can jump in and work with others and their skill set and get farther, that you can impact millions of lives. And I think about our industry of network marketing, and that's it. And if your mindset is, I can only do what I can do, well, then I think you're going to constantly fall short. But if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do what I can do. And when I can surround myself with people around me that can do other things and we can work together and magnify it, wow, we can make amazing difference, amazing impact. And so to me, that's a mindset. If we fall short and think, all right, well, I can only do what I can do, and that's all the farther I can get in life, that's a very kind of, I would say, restricted mindset. But if we start to understand and realize the skills, the values, the abilities that we have, and if we couple that with others, if we kind of work that together, man, that's when amazing things can happen. But you can only have that is if you have a growth mindset. If your mindset is, hey, I want to grow. If you're willing to connect and work with others in order to work forward, that's the mindset that is dynamic. And so that all comes down to, where do you start that? Do you wait until the end of the day to start your gratitude to fix your mindset, or do you start first thing in the morning? And what are those things that you're doing every morning to say, hey, you know what, I want to make a difference today. And part of making a difference today is me setting forth and having a positive mindset, and to know that anything is possible. And I'm going to look for opportunities to work with others, to share with others, and to be very intentional. John has a book called Intentional Living, where he really talks about setting out those intentions. He has a lot of books, but I think when you start to compound those and understand they all start with what your mindset is. Napoleon Hill has the book Think and Grow Rich, and it's kind of strange. And if you haven't read the book, you're kind of like, what's that about? But it's 100% about mindset. It's 100% about, oh, I can do this. Oh, if I just train my mind to thinking it's possible as opposed to it's not, then I'm going to see all the possibilities. I mentioned earlier, it's whether you think can or you think you can't, you're right. And I think when you start looking at those different situations, and when you start looking at them as positives, as, where can I learn? Where can I grow? Where can I develop through the process? You start to understand, oh, this is all for something good. So, let's take it back and look at, where you're at right now in your Isagenix journey, where you're at in your network marketing journey. And if you're sitting here and saying, oh, I can't, well, that's what you're going to continue to get. But if you look at I can, then that's what you're going to continue to see possibilities. And it's all about saying that, what is in front of me is a golden opportunity to exercise whatever I've learned, to continue to grow. That's where you're going to really succeed and have fun in this business. Kelly and I, as we were here last night getting ready for dinner, we met this couple, and they're from upstate New York, and they own Burger Kings. Random, but it's great. It's cool. And so they own Burger Kings in the Rochester, Buffalo area. And it was so cool to just hear them talk. And, they're about to have this, big opportunity to buy probably more than 6 times the size of their business. And they're just like, we don't understand, other than, this possibility came about. And they talked about, doors opening and doors closing. And I, looked at Kelly, and she looked at me, and we look at times in our life that has been dramatically, kind of things have happened. And it's been when we've just prayed for doors to close and prayed for doors to open. And we find those open doors, we just go through those doors. And that's all a mindset. Because if you're constantly saying that, okay, this door closed, this door closed, this door closed, and you just kind of circle back around and say nothing works, so I'm going to give up. I think that's all a mindset. But if you look at from a mindset of a door closes, and then you see realize if a door closes, that means there's a door open somewhere else. And it's just an opportunity to go find that door. And that's just training your mind to say, oh, if a door closes, I need to go look for the door that's open, as opposed to try to beat that door now. And so those are just some exciting things that, I've seen happen in my life, the conditions that I'll be honest, I've had to really change my mindset. I've had to really develop my mindset. And a lot of that development has been through being around mentors like John, being around others, growing and focusing on growing and saying, all right, this is important to me. This is something that I know that if I'm going to grow as a person, if I'm going to be able to impact others, I need to be positive. I need to have a mindset where I want to grow. I need to have a mindset where I value, and other people understand that I value what they have to offer and bring. And so I think that is, again, some of those experiences that I've had. And I see in John's book, Power of Five, the power of a mindset. And if you can set that mindset in the very beginning of the day, you understand that you're going to be challenged throughout the day. But if you can always come back to say, you know what, I need to have gratitude. I need to be able to, look forward. I need to be able to grow forward and say that whatever comes at me is an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to be positive, look at it. And it seems trite at first. It seems like, oh yeah, look at the positive of everything. But really, once you get into that, you start to see it. But if you focus on the negative, dude, there's going to be negative every day in your life. And if that is the mindset, well, that's what you're going to see. I think about some of the things. Let's talk about business. When you have the opportunity to share Isagenix with someone, and all the different negatives, and you come out and you let yourself dwell on that and say, oh, no one wants this, and you've talked to one person, you make absolutes. Well, then that's what you're going to always think. But if you're going to look at that opportunity to say, hey, I shared, and maybe it didn't go well. Maybe, you fell on your face. Maybe you had, something go wrong, but you're like, oh, I learned from that. So the next time I'm just going to copy, kind of build on that, and I'm going to learn from it. And when you continue to learn and grow over time, you develop and you get better. And that's just have a mindset of, continuing to stay at it, continue to grow and develop. And, this comes from, David T.S. Wood, is every master was once a disaster. Well, a master doesn't become a disaster overnight in one instance. A master becomes a disaster becomes a master after thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of opportunities to continue to grow and hone and develop. I think about the Michelangelo and the carving of, Statue of David. And that didn't happen with one hammer hit, one chisel, knock away of stone. That was thousands and thousands and thousands repeated over time to develop this masterful work of art. And, we are each one of those works of art, and it starts with our mindset and saying, I can do this. And so, two things that I'm going to kind of leave you guys with as kind of opportunities to, focus on is spend time in the morning to focus in saying, all right, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to go. And I think that's so great from a mindset point of view, because if you don't know where you want to go, you're never going to know where you want to find it. So focus on, where do you want to go? And number two, what is the one thing that you can be grateful for? What's the one thing that, you can say, okay, if this happens today, I know I'm on that path. And if other things happen, that's fine. Don't let them derail you. But again, that's having the mindset and training your mindset. So where do you want to go? And what's the one thing that can happen in your day that's going to get you in that direction? And maybe it can be for Isagenix using the products. Maybe it can be for, being bold enough to just talk about it with someone. Maybe it can be where, you just live your life through that process and be thankful for where you're at. And again, those are all things that I think everyone needs to kind of create for themselves. I have to create for myself. I have to continue to focus. And, it's easy to get off track, but I think once you kind of focus on saying, okay, every day is a new day. Every day is a new day to learn and grow. And, when I think about, John, one of the things I've learned from him is that if you focus on making today better than yesterday, with the intention of tomorrow being better than today, that's the mindset that's going to set you forward. And so I'm going to leave again with how I kick this off as I, pull this up again. It is, mindset. I am where my thoughts have brought me. I will go where my thoughts take me. And I think that is, again, what I want to, guys, from a mindset point of view, you are what you think. And, what you think about, you bring about. And that is the key set of, the keys of mindset. So thank you guys for joining again on Coffee Chat. And today, with the intention of talking about the Power of Five. So we've gone through growth, we've gone through connecting, now mindset. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll talk about leading and significance. And so I'll be back again tomorrow morning with normal coffee chat. We'll talk about some of the Isagenix products. We'll talk about all that stuff. So thanks for joining. And for those of you, I would love if you guys share this in your group. As soon as we get done here, I will post a YouTube link. Share it. I would love for more people to watch these, and hopefully it's bringing you guys value. And if there's things you're thinking about, things of topics and areas where you're like, hey, I would like more information here. What are you learning here? What are you experiencing here? I would love for you guys to share that stuff, so that way I can make sure I can get, either experts to come join us or stuff that I can focus on. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for joining in, and see you tomorrow.